and welcome back, Football No Filter fans. I am your host, Brun Krak. I am with my co-host, Jorginho. And as you can tell, Nelson is not with us because Nelson could be joining us. We don't know. We got to see. There's difference. There's a time difference challenge right now. So he is somewhere in Portimão, I think. Isn't he in Portimão, Jorge?
Yes, he's in
He's in
Portimão.
Portimão. Yeah,
He's
he's
uh he's uh he's
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 talent
using
he's
the
talent scouting.
he's using the seawater to wash his clothes with some Ajax.
5 litros.
Limpa
All right.
5 vezes mais.
Sim, A roupa estava muito suja. No,
Não, já, não,
yeah,
não, não, não. Nós tínhamos, não, espera aí. Para tirar o cheiro da naftalina,
naftalina, sim.
da talina
É
da
verdade,
Champions League, precisava de muita Ajax, então vou muita Ajax.
é verdade, pá, é verdade. Let's see how many people we're going to be joining us today, because I have a feeling there are some Sportingistas that are out cold after that Ajax cleansing. All right. Já. Olá! Olha ali. Oh, tá vendo? He heard us talk shit. He came right on.
I just got home, dude, so I'm like,
Olha todo lavadinho, o Ajax. Ai, Jesus.
Oh, man. Nelson, you good?
what?
You good? I heard that you're talent scout over there.
Did I what?
You're talent scouting.
Yeah, that's what I'm doing.
Oh, man.
Tem cuidado, tem cuidado com esse talent scouting.
Ele é
Porque não,
especialista em tangas.
Porque não acabas outra vez como eu estes 3 dias.
All right, let's get to business. So we're going to talk quickly about the national team. They played a couple of games. The last time we were on, which was about 2 weeks ago, we didn't get to touch on the Azerbaijan game. I'll start with you, Nelson, since you're the big national team supporter. You're more a national team supporter than you are Sportingista, I think. What did you think of the game?
When they played? When the hell did they play, dude?
If and you say they played a game, wasn't it a game against Azerbaijan?
Oh,
Yes.
Yeah, they won 3-0, right?
Easy.
I did watch a little bit of that game. I mean, Ronaldo didn't play, and I think I don't know, man. Like, once again, like, like, he doesn't play, but at the same time, it's Azerbaijan, whatever the hell that team is called. So I don't think we really can judge him not playing and say that Portugal had a better game. So, I mean, I don't know, man. It's a situation. I think we play good, but like I say, it's, I guess, less competition. So it's like, I take that for granted. And honestly, I think that was like 3 weeks ago already, something like that. So after spending 3 days in Algarve and drinking every night, like, you asking the wrong guy to really give you a fair opinion.
George, how about you?
No, I think it was a good game. I think I'm looking at the lineup here. I think we played with a pretty good lineup. And I think we did well. And once again, we did well without Ronaldo. So it's a game that we needed to win to keep on top of the group. So I think it was a good win.
Okay, very good. Well, I'm not going to give my opinion because I really don't care too much about the national team. So we'll move on to the Champions League / your Europa League. I'll start with you, George. You guys played against Dinamo Kiev. I think Steve is saying Linda Camisola, so I think he's referring to this one that I have on. Yeah, Dinamo Kiev. Steve Lorenzo, this one's for you. So just tell me a little bit about that game, George. I mean, we're not going to go into the lineups. We're just going to talk briefly about it. What did you come away from that?
Look, I come away. When I look at the groupings, and I look at the amount of games that we're playing and who we're playing against, I think that the two Dinamo Kiev's games were must wins. And I think we lost a huge opportunity to get the 3 points against Dinamo. Dinamo pretty much didn't cross their midfield the whole game, and we needed a miracle to not lose the game at the end of the game with that goal being called back. So overall, I don't think it's not enough. In the Champions League, the last few years we've been having issues with these games. We gotta. It's a point. Gotta hope for a good result next week against Barcelona, which Barcelona are showing that they're not the Barcelona of old. So if we could get a draw or even a win against them, and then win against Dinamo at home, I think we'll be in good shape. Even if we lose all the other games, that will be 3, 6, 7 points. But it'll be tough. Hopefully we can get some good results against Barcelona, and then fazer uma brincadeira against Bayern, but I doubt it because Bayern they're just demolishing everybody. So I'm just hoping that we don't pull an Ajax on us against Bayern. But I think the Dinamo games, they were must wins. So not very happy with the result.
It says here by Juicebox Leal, I actually like Benfica's chances against Barcelona. I think I would agree with him. I think Benfica has a really good chance. Barcelona is not what they used to be. There is heavy rumors that Coleman is going to be fired after the Champions League. If I'm not mistaken, if it's not after, it's right before, but I think it is after.
And you heard who's going to be replacing him, right?
No.
Johan Cruyff, the son.
The son. Wow.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
So he was brought in already at the beginning of the season to coach one of the youth teams already. They're saying that already with that in mind.
Okay. And I'll go back to you now, Nelson. I know that you're probably watching close with Ajax. So just tell us a brief synopsis of what happened in that game. I warned you. Champions League é para campeões, mas verdadeiros campeões, não campeões que jogam uma vez por semana. And you got hammered at home against Ajax. It was 5. It could have been a lot more. What do you think?
Listen, I mean,
actually, you know what, Nelson, I have to apologize to you. It wasn't you. It was someone else on the show that I said that to.
Say what to?
That Sporting was going to get demolished in Champions League.
Hey, listen, it's one game. It's a lot of young kids, no experience. Coates not being there in the middle hurts a lot. Vinagre had a horrible game. Couldn't even track the ball up in the air. That French fucker had a great game, And listen, we made it 2-1 right after it was 3-1. We thought we scored 3-2, which probably could have changed the game a little bit. It was called back, and then it was 4-1, 5-1, and we got our butts whooped. And there's not much to say. We just got to hand it to us.
Now, Nelson, I'm a believer that this was the game that you needed to win at home to have a shot at passing the group. Did you agree or disagree with that?
Listen, unless we pull off a miracle in Germany on Tuesday, which it's going to be extremely tough. Unless we pull off a miracle, then our goal is to be, battle for third place. If we can somehow get a tie over there, then it's a different story. If we can't, then try to fight for third place.
Which is going to be tough because I think Besiktas is a lot stronger than what people are making it out to be.
Yeah, I understand, but I'm saying that's our only chance. I mean, Ajax is playing crazy. Ajax, George was mentioning Bayern whooping teams. Ajax is destroying teams also, and I think they, unless we can pull off a miracle, like I said, I think it's a done deal after this game.
So não vão ser campeões europeus.
Now, maybe not this year, maybe next year.
Okay.
But I mean, if it's over, it's over. I'll start rooting for Bayern.
Is that your favorite German team, George? I mean, Nelson.
As of right now, yes. Like, I mean, I want them to really, like, they play some fucking scrub ass team from Portugal. I want them to hurt them bad. Like, I want to see blood in that game.
Blood?
Yeah.
What kind of blood are we talking about?
All they say is blood. Like,
Wow,
getting all scratched, getting the ball from the back of the net.
that's a lot of blood. If it's all to say is blood. All right. I'll briefly talk about Porto and Atletico Madrid. I thought it was a good performance by Porto. I think they deserved a little more. And there was a lot of controversy, in that game, in which was it a penalty? Was it a handball? Should have been a goal? Should have been called a penalty? I'll turn actually to you, George. Did you think it was a penalty, or should have been allowed a goal, or was the call done correctly?
I thought it was a goal.
A clean goal.
Yeah.
Okay, Nelson. Same to you. Same question.
It's a tough call. I think he hits his hand barely, but I think he does hit his hand. And according to the rules, even if the ball is going to the net already, if you touch it with a finger, it cannot be a goal. So it's a shitty rule. I think
So
I would have let it. I
You
would
don't
have let
think
it slide.
you don't think he was cleaned out by the goalkeeper?
He was, but it was after the goalkeeper saved and the ball bounced
The
off.
goalkeeper never touched. I don't think the
So
goalkeeper touched the ball.
I don't think you can call that a penalty. I just think, listen, if I was a ref, I would have let that be a goal. I'm not saying I wouldn't let that be a goal, but as per the rule, I still think it's a good call, shitty call, but good call.
I think that it wasn't a goal. It had to be called a penalty. It was good to see Vitinha come into the game, and he definitely brought something new to Porto. There was a couple other players that I thought played particularly well. I think Marcano actually came in good. Pep got hurt. Luckily, we had Moreirense this weekend that is not one of the strongest Moreirense sides in the recent years, and that actually helped out in our rotation, but we'll get to that in a second. Overall, I think Porto came away with a good result. Obviously, we play Liverpool next at home, which is a game we have to take some type of points from to have a shot at passing. I'm a big believer in Champions League. You have to win your home games in order to have a shot at passing the group stage. And then obviously you can get some results away. Milan actually scared at Liverpool. Milan's going to be a tough team to beat, but I think they are beatable. That's just my opinion. All right, so we're going to move over to the league. As everyone can see, our friend Nelson is enjoying the nightlife in Portimão. O gajo é uma estrela lá.
I just came back from some crazy fucking bar club, whatever that was.
Yeah, it's just so you guys know why is Nelson in Portugal and Portimão. He was invited to be a bikini contest judge, so he's going to be there all week long judging. When you're a guy like Nelson, you get to enjoy those type of perks. Ain't that right, Nelson?
Absolutely.
There you go.
Oh my god. I didn't know the beach over here was topless. This is nuts. Like,
all right. So round 6 was Portimonense 2, Santa Clara 1, Famalicão and Marítimo 0-0. Bolonense and Gil Vicente 1-1, Aroca 2, Guimarães 2, Vizela and Passo Ferreira 1-1, Porto 5, Moreirense 0, Estoril 0, Sporting 1, Benfica 3, Boa Vista 1, Braga 3, Tondela 1. The table goes Benfica 18, Porto and Sporting 14, Estoril at 13, Braga 11, Portimonense 10, Gil Vicente, Boa Vista and Passo Ferreira 8, Guimarães 7, Marítimo, Vizela 6, Aroca 5, Santa Clara 4, Moreirense, Famalicão, Bolonense, and Tondela all with 3 points. I'll start with you. Nelson. Down at the bottom, a lot of teams tied up 3 points 4 points, 5 points, and 6 points. Do you start seeing that there's going to be some push, or it's going to be really tight down at the bottom?
I think it's just going to be tight down at the bottom. I mean, these teams cannot put 2 games together. I mean,
Yeah.
from like tight Sporting, and they haven't done anything. It's like it's just crazy. So, but the good thing for all these teams right now is it's not just Famalicão and Moreirense. It's like it's a bunch of them. Like you just said, it's a bunch of them. So it's like you're really not out of it. You're really not in trouble because there's so many of them struggling. You know, so it's like you win 2 games in a row, and all of a sudden you're going to be like in 8th, 9th place.
Yeah.
So
And I'm going to tell you, I watch some of these games. Famalicão is a team I think that's going to has a very strong opportunity to, if they can get their game together, they're going to move up very quickly. I think Tondela is going to. I think they're going to struggle a little bit because defensively they're a little weak. Moreirense is weak. Santa Clara is very weak in comparison to last year. I think the 2 teams that moved up, Oroca and Vizela, are going to struggle, even though Vizela plays an entertaining style of soccer, but they're going to struggle. And the Maritimo is going to struggle, and I think even more so because now they're not playing at home. So it is what it is. George, let me give you, or can you give us your feedback on the table from the bottom?
Sorry. I was muted. Like Nelson said, I think it's too early from the bottom. There's it's too many teams there that are within just a couple of points. So like Nelson said, a couple of wins, 1 win will take you to freaking 10th place. So I think it's too early. Too early for that, but definitely Guimarães up there on 7th place, in 10th place, but only with 7 points. The Marítimo, Tondela, I'm surprised about. Belenenses, Famalicão, I'm surprised about. Santa Clara, definitely surprised about Santa Clara this year. So yeah, I think it's too early.
I'm not.
I think it's too early.
Unless they're top.
Yeah, but still, top goal scorer, Fabio Cardoso as well. So, but I think it's too early.
I'm okay with that. All right. So the first team in action was Porto Moreirense. I'll take you guys to the lineup. It was Gil Costa, João Mário, Mavemba, Marcano, Wendel, Otávio, Vitinho, Uribe, Diaz, Taremi, and Vieira. For Moreirense was Pavinato, Paulinho, Jorge, Rosic, Abdu, Pacheco, Ibrahima, Walterson, Franco, Pires, and Martins. I mean, 5-0, it was a cakewalk for Porto for the most part. I know the first half they were kind of just finding their groove because it was a formation change in the 4-3-3. I think Vitinha brings a lot to the table in terms of creativity. You add Fabio Vieira, which they can play eyes shut with one another. They move the ball so well. Possession-wise was very, very good. They had a nice change between Otávio and Fabio Vieira on the wing. I thought that confused a lot of Moreirense. Taremi, I still question to see if he can be a solid number 9 in a 4-3-3 system. Uribe was just there to do one thing, was just recover balls. Defensively, I don't think we had a lot of issues. There was a little scare in the first half with Gil Costa on a bad Marcano pass. Otherwise, it was pretty good. Moreirense was very weak. They look to defend. They don't have a lot going on for them. I don't think they're going to be one of those teams. If you lose points to Moreirense and you're in a title race, I think you're going to be you can knock yourself out very quickly. Nelson, anything to add about this game?
Yeah, I would love to see George washing dishes since he's over there washing dishes.
I'm actually not washing dishes. I'm preparing a plate of food, but it's okay.
See, same thing.
It beats some of the other things that you've done already on live on the show. I think you learned with your other Spartan friends.
I'm a changed man now. I was actually at a bar when the game was on, and so I was watching on and off. But like you said, 5-0. Like I think every time I went to get a refill, Porto scored. So it's like like
Oh, then you should have got more refills.
I should have got more refills. Yeah, you guys would have won 10-0. So very bad game by Budinese. Like no challenge at all. Porto was never in any danger in that game. You know what I mean? Just an easy game. Cakewalk for Porto in that game.
George, anything to say about this?
Oh, like you said, I think Porto played really well. This game with the lineup that Sergio Conceição put out there. I think it was a good game. I honestly I thought it was going to be a much more difficult game than what it was. But I think it was a good win.
What did you guys think of the Fabio Vieira and the Vitinha lineup change? I think the 4-3-3 was definitely something refreshing for Porto. What did you think, Nelson?
Oh, I do agree with that. I think it was definitely refreshing. I think Porto played a lot better this week than previous weeks. But at the same time, like I say, like
Years.
but at the same time, look who they played against. Maybe that team is just that. Maybe that team is just that weak. You know what I mean? So it's like
fair.
I gotta see more. I gotta see another. Next week, see what happens. You know what I mean? But if next week they come out and they struggle and they tie or they win 1-0, then we're gonna be here again and be like, oh, what happened? So let's give it a couple more games and see how he plays out.
George, same question. Vieira and Vitinha, did you like the link or not so much?
No, I liked it. I think that's one of the main reasons that the score was what it was. I think they were all celebrating the fact that Jorge Mendes holds all the Porto contracts now for all the young stars of Porto.
I think that's a bad move, but that's just my opinion.
I had to throw that one out there, as well as the news that Porto bought 2 players from Guimarães for 15 million, and Guimarães bought 2 players from Porto for 15 million. Hold on, my laundry machine, my washing machine is on. Hold on, let me go turn it off.
Hold on, now you're washing dishes. This is women out there. George is a catch. Look, he cooks food, he washes dishes, he washes clothes. What more you want from this guy?
And he folds them, fucking guy.
And I fold them. Yeah. The only thing I don't do is I don't iron. I need help with that. So help wanted. Help wanted.
Help wanted. Okay. So we need a person that can iron. Very good, ladies. If you want George's contact information, make sure you DM him.
No. I'm in sabbatical. I'm taking some time off. Hey, Nelson, you know what I mean, right, Nelson? We need to take some time off now.
So all those ladies that we're gonna call George, if you want my number instead, feel free to reach out to me.
Yes.
Very good. That was a good one, Nelson. Nelson's listen. He's taking bribes to win that bikini contest. So, all right. So we saw Estoril that was in second place. Now they're in fourth. Steve Lourenço. They played Sporting. It was 1-0 for Sporting. It was Figueira in goal. Soria, Patrick, Africo, Joãozinho, Gamboa, Lawrence, Oliveira, Franco, Arthur, and Ruiz for Estoril. For Sporting, it was Adan, Neto, Coates, Mateus, Porro, Luiz, Palhinha, Vinagre, Sarabia, Paulinho, and Santos. Tell me a little bit about this Estoril Sporting, Nelson. Were you satisfied in the productivity of Sporting? I know you guys won on a penalty. We're not going to talk about the penalty right now. I'm talking more about the performance. Did you want to see what the reaction was after the throbbing of or the thrashing of Ajax?
No. I'm a little concerned. I think Palhinha had a great game again. By the way, listen, I don't want to see Danilo. I don't want to see William Carvalho in that position anymore. I think Palhinha is proven he's got to be the guy playing for the national team. This guy is just on fire right now. He's a beast. The guy's everywhere. Mm-hmm. I think Paulinho actually had a good game. I think Paulinho had a very good game. I think it pains me to say this. I think Neto had a good game. Like I don't think he's anything special, but I think he had a good game. But listen, Estoril played real good. Estoril has a very good team, in my opinion. At least they play very good right now. They caused all kinds of problems for Sporting. They had chances to score goals. I think our goalie had another. By the way, Adani is a great goalkeeper. I really like what I see. I mean, especially in the second half, there was that one play. He saves one. He's on the ground, and the guy shoots it right back again, and he gets up and he saves it again. Like I think he had a great game. But no, I'm concerned. We're not scoring goals. Looks like Pedro Gonçalves is going to be out way more than we thought. They trying to avoid doing surgery on him, but it looks like he's going to be out for a while, and I think that's a big piece that we're missing. I think Saraiva is a very good player. I think once he gels a little more, I think he's going to cause all types of fits for the defense, opposing defenses. But but no, I mean we're not scoring. We're just not scoring. I mean the Studio guy also had a very a lot of nice saves. We're just not scoring. I'm concerned about that. I really am. Studio could have gone up in that game. Studio could have tied the game after we scored the 1-0. They had a couple chances. I'm concerned. I'm concerned. I hopefully this Friday against Maritimo they'll get back on track. But as of right now, I'm very concerned.
George, would you be concerned if you were Sportingista after this performance, or not so much?
No, I would, right? Because it's a team that's not used to playing every 3 days. So now they're you're gonna see exactly how the players react to that. I don't think their squad is very deep, to be honest with you. So yeah, I mean, it's it's well, but let's be fair. Surreal was like first or second place too, right? So they have an okay team. It's not like you're playing against some scrubby team. So let's see. But I think Sporting is going to have a little bit more difficulty this year with the with the extra games, even though it's just going to be for a couple of months, and then they'll be out of it, and they won't have any more games. But I think for until January they'll have some issues after your European games.
You think so?
Yeah, I think so.
Interesting. All right. Anything to say about the penalty, or no? Zero?
It's a penalty all day, every day, and twice on Sunday.
It was on Sunday.
There you go. See, I told you twice on Sunday.
I won't. George?
I don't know. Yeah, a little iffy.
A little iffy.
What do you think?
To be honest, I didn't see it, so I don't know. I have not had a chance. I've been pretty busy, so I haven't had a chance. I watched the first half of Sporting, and to be honest, I'm just to kind of talk about Estoril a little bit. Estoril is not a very strong team. I mean, they were finishing second, and they're beating the teams that they have to beat in their campeonato, quote unquote. But it's not a team that's going to be in the top 5 or anything like that. If they even aspirations of staying in the top 10, I don't see it. And if you look at their team on paper, this is a team that should be competing for at least top 7 because they have a good team on paper. I just think that they're going to struggle heavily. That's just my opinion. But what could you do? Sporting did enough. They got their win, and they got their win in a very difficult place. You can't say much about it. You know what I mean?
I agree. It's hard. It's hard to win over there.
It is difficult.
Unless you take a 3 month break between the halves.
I mean, you can Sporting now. Sporting has a tough road ahead now. I think playing 3 days a week on a very very short roster is going to be very difficult for them, and I think they're going to try to make adjustments in January, which are going to be unnecessary because I don't think they'll be even in Europe. I think they're going to struggle to even go to Europa League with this team. So, all right, Benfica 3, Boa Vista 1. Vlaco Dimos was in goal. Verissimo, Tetamendi, and Vertogen. Gonçalves, Weigl, João Mario, and Grimaldo. Silva, Yaramchuk, and Nunes. For Boa Vista, Bracali, Santos, Poroso, Abascal, Malheiro, Makuta, Perez, Hamashi, Sauer, Musa, and Gore. George, obviously you're happy
So-
with the result. Were you happy with the performance?
So I was happy with the result. Before we say anything else, I think it was a PK on Otamendi because I know you're going to bring that up. Everybody's going to bring that up. So I think it was a PK. But it was 71 possession against 29. Shots on goal were pretty much the same. Shots on target were pretty much the same. But we had a lot more possession, a lot more pass accuracy. I think it was a good win by Benfica. I liked how the team played. I think Rafa had a really good game. Darwin Nunes obviously he had a good game, and it's good to see him back. I like to see Darwin and Yaramchuk, even though I think they're, I don't know, I might be wrong, but I think they're pretty similar players. I think they like to come back and get the ball outside the box. I think we need somebody that actually stays up on the box. But I like the three up front. Rafa, Yaramchuk, and Darwin Nunes. It was good. It was cool. It was a good game, I think. But I do think it was a PK on Otamendi.
Same question to you, Nelson.
Well, my question is, when are they going to suspend the ref and the VAR for the next game, like they did last week?
They're going to suspend them whenever they suspend Palhinha.
No, I'm just asking because last week they suspended the ref and the
Me
VAR,
too.
and so they missed out on 2,000 euros this past weekend. So most likely they're going to suspend these two guys from this game. And I mean, honestly, like, listen, if you go 1-3-1, but is this going to be an all season thing? Every single game they're going to get help? Because the game was 2-1, it's a clear penalty. And then listening to this fucking dumbass announcers on BTV, a dizer que o gajo cortou a bola, cortou os tomates, cortou a bola, mas primeiro, the guy tripped him.
Hit him in the knee.
It's a clear penalty. At least George, one of the few that actually admits that, instead of these blind fucking guys that can't see soccer. And I mean, it's 2 weeks in a row, guys. I mean, say all you want. Last week it was 5-0, and you can say, oh, it was 5-0. But guess what? The score was 0-0. It's a red card. It's a penalty after that when the score is 0-0. This week, the score is 2-1. It's a penalty, and they let it slide again. I mean, it's just becoming a weekly thing, and hopefully this is not going to be every single week, but it's becoming a joke.
Nelson, what you're trying to imply is there's always errors in Benfica games, and then they work to develop the referees after the errors in favor of Benfica. Is that what you're trying to do?
Exactly. They suspend them after the game, and all right, so they lose 2,000 euros. I'm wondering how much more they got paid before that.
Yeah. Oh, did you also know that after the game against Benfica, Boa Vista's salaries were all in India?
Of course.
The game, the championship just started. If Boa Vista had salaries behind, they shouldn't be the first league. They should have kicked them out already.
Agreed, Nelson. Agreed, George. Sorry. Absolutely. That's the one thing
Don't
that's
they,
why
don't they, don't they make it? Don't they go through the financial
Yeah.
capability before the game, and they have before the season, and they have to actually admit the teams in based on their financial plan. I mean, what the hell's going on? It's the sixth game of the season.
Yeah, no, this is why the Portuguese league is never going to be considered a top league because of how it's run. And
And not just any team with any ownership. It's a team with foreign ownership that we know that has money.
yeah, but that's like a C team, to be honest. That's a developmental team.
Well, it doesn't matter though. We
But
know the owners get money. How about before the season starts, instead of just looking at fake numbers, how about getting bonded for the amount of salaries that a year's salary. So let's say your team,
your
what's the
budget,
word? Your
budget,
budget is 5 million for the year. Get a bond for 5 million. If you don't pay the players, then the bond is responsible for paying out the players. Do something where the teams actually will be held accountable. It's like this crappy fair play that Europe has. Same thing.
but George, you're talking logically, and in Portugal we know that they don't do logic.
Listen, I'm here right now. There's not much logic going on in this fucking country.
Well, you're easily bribed, are you not?
I am absolutely, but it's like, listen, it's such a joke. Like, I go to bars, right? I've been in bars every night.
With
I walk,
masks, I'm hoping.
Oh,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah. I walk in. I always forget to put the mask on. I walk in and
The only mask he's thinking about is not the one that goes on the face.
no, but the crazy thing is, like, these people yell at me like, "Put the mask on." I put the mask on. Take 2 steps inside. Now I can take the mask off. And now there's 10,000 people on top of each other. It's a fucking joke, dude. It's like I just don't even get it anymore. But whatever. That's another thing. That's another for another day.
I agree. All right, we'll move forward. We got some games coming up this weekend. There's going to be some big ones, and I mean some big ones. Let's look at the schedule. The first one, or actually, Sporting and Marítimo. That's on Friday. Nelson, do you want to talk about that real quick? I mean, what is your score there?
I'm actually going to be at the game.
Oh, you
I
are.
was able to get seats for the front row,
Okay.
so I'm going to be row one. I don't think I've ever been in a stadium row one. I think it's going to be my first time. So yeah, I'm going to be at the game. I think Sporting will win. I want to say 2-0.
2-0. George.
3-1.
I'm gonna say 2-1 Sporting. Now, Nelson, I just want to ask you, because maybe there are listeners that are planning on going to Portugal. Could you explain how the process worked for you to get tickets? Like, how did you go around that?
Okay, so for tickets, it was actually pretty easy. I actually, well, easy and not easy. So I went to the stadium to try to get tickets, and I could only buy one with Cartón Socio.
Okay.
I could only buy. You cannot buy tickets for other people. You could not do that. Each socio can only buy one ticket. So since it's more than one person, I'm like, fuck, this sucks. So I asked them when they were going to be on sale online. They told me the 19th. On the 19th, I went online. It was only for socios again. So I could only buy one ticket again. I'm like, this blows. So I couldn't buy tickets. So I was able to get tickets on the 21st. Yeah, Tuesday. Yesterday.
Yeah.
Yesterday morning, I was able to get tickets. And now I could buy a maximum of 5. So since it's going to be 8 people together, it's friends and family and stuff. It's 8 people together. So what we did was 2 people at the same time sitting next to each other so that we could pick the seats. So there's one empty seat in between every seat. So what we did, we picked 4 seats in the first row and 4 seats in the second row. This way, like, you're not 8 16 seats apart. This way, you just a maximum of 8 seats apart. That's what we did. Now to go to the stadium, you got to get either you go to a Centro de Saúde and you get your vaccine card translated into Portuguese,
Okay.
or you just do an antigen test or whatever the
They
antigen
call it,
test,
right. Uh-huh.
and since that's what I need to fly back, you don't need a PCR test to fly back. You just need the
The
antigen
rapid.
test, yeah, which is 10 minutes. So I'm doing that Friday morning over here in Algarve before I head up,
Right.
and then you present that at the door and you get in.
Okay. And do you want to share how much you paid, or you don't care? You don't want
Yeah, I'll share. So, like I said, I'm sitting in the first row. I paid 35 euros per ticket.
per ticket? Okay.
25 for my ticket for Socio, 35 for everybody
Yeah.
else.
For everybody else. Very good.
That's
Okay.
not bad.
That's not bad at all. I mean, again, if you guys are flying out to Portugal, and you guys want to check your game out, that's how you got to do it. I mean, I know there's different. Every club runs a little different. I am pretty sure that, let's just say you couldn't get a ticket, Nelson. There's definitely scalpers out there that you will be able to sell or buy tickets off of, because they're selling.
Yeah. And today I went on the site just to see like how the ticket status were. So all the lower level, they only have tickets behind the net.
Mhm.
A few tickets behind the net. Everything else in the lower level is sold out. That's all
Sold
gone.
out.
And then there's some tickets on the upper level still. But
So I heard. I mean, I don't know if it's true or not. I heard from Benfica games, it's only sausage, and it's by number of sausage. So
The older you are,
the older are the yeah. It starts from there, which is it's crazy to me. But
so by the way, one thing I found out about the socio only being able to buy one ticket was they were having a lot of issues here that the socios would buy 5-6 tickets at the discount price because they socios, and then they would just sell them outside for more money, and they would make enough money to pay for their own ticket and still like go have some bifanas and a beer, So that's why they cut that back, and it's one ticket. But at the same time, I saw people there with 3 socio cards in their hand. So it's like they got people got friends. People got friends. They're not going to the game, so they use their cards and they buy tickets with their cards.
got it. Okay. All right. So we got Gil Vicente Porto also on Friday. That is after the Sporting game. I think that Porto will go there and they will win 3-0. George.
yeah, I think it'll be an easy game. I'm gonna say 2-0.
Okay. Nelson.
I'm gonna say 1-1.
Okay. Moriren Soroka on Saturday. Then it's Guimarães Benfica. George, is Pepa gonna steal the points from Benfica?
I think it'll be an exciting game. I say 2-1 Benfica.
Nelson.
I'm gonna say 2-1 Guimarães.
Guimarães is not winning that game.
I know.
I will go and I'll say Benfica 1, Guimarães 0. Guimarães just cannot score goals. Just don't forget that. They cannot score.
What minutes are we gonna have some VAR controversy in that game? Just so what's up?
You already put your bet in?
Oh, of course.
And then the next bet after that you have to do, Nelson, is how many games they're going to be suspended after, because they have to be developed. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, by the way, another thing, real quick. If people want to come to Portugal and like go play the placard or whatever, what a nightmare. This country's so advanced in some things and so fucking backwards in other things. So if you go play the placard, you gotta provide them un número de contribuinte. So I don't have one. So I'm standing there like a fucking fool. Like I called my cousin. I'm like, give me your number, So she gave me her number, whatever. So I asked the lady, I was like, I didn't win yet. What the hell do you want my number for? Like if I win and I need to collect, I understand. You know what I mean? But like, Why do I got to give you my number if I'm just putting a fucking paper in? You know, so shit like that. Like it's just like so. I made one bet and I'm like I'm done. I'm not even gonna waste more time with this. Like it's like it just
It's not worth the hassle.
no. And then what they do is like they give you a printout. And by the way, the printout has all the games. So it's got American football games, baseball games, Dutch league, German league, and then you got to follow the entire paper to find the freaking thing. And then you have another paper to fill out. So the game is 605. So you got to circle 600 on the first line. Don't circle anything on the second line, and then circle number 5 on the third line. Then you got to go to the right and pick what you want. Like circle team 1, circle Impat, circle team 2. I was like, listen, the amount of time it took me to fill this shit out and get the shit in, I lost money already because I would have made more money if I was working.
All right. Tondela Famalicão, Santa Clara Braga, which is a difficult game for Braga. Portimonense Vizela, Paço Ferreira Belenenses, and Boa Vista Estoril round out the rest of the league for this week. And then we go into Champions League as well for next week. We'll start previewing that. Nelson, you guys play Borussia Dortmund away. Is that correct?
That is correct.
What are your expectations for that?
Listen, I think Haaland is a horrible player. I think he's very weak. Like the guy can barely score. Listen, Dortmund has a great offense. They score tons of goals. I think Haaland is going to be a nightmare for us. But at the same time, they do allow goals. You know, they great at attacking. They're not that great at defending. But I don't see any way, shape, or form that Sporting wins this game. I'm going to say, man, Dortmund 2, Sporting 0.
Hey, Peppa, no faith in your team, huh?
Listen, if they shock me, like I told you, if they shock me, I'll be extremely happy. I just don't see it happening. Like, I really don't.
Okay. George, you guys play Barcelona away. Is that correct? No, home. Sorry, home. You're on mute again.
What an amateur.
We're not giving Sporting scores too.
Yeah.
Oh,
I
if you
wanna
want,
see-
yeah, go ahead.
Yeah.
Sorry.
What the hell is
4?
that? 4-3?
4-0, 4-3 Quirias.
I will say,
Placa 4.
I'll say 4-1 Dortmund.
I was gonna say that first, but
4-1 Dortmund. I think Sporting does get a goal. Paulinho scores.
Yeah. He also scored in the 5-1. That's good. He scores amazing, important goals.
E foi frango do caraças, man. So Benfica does play at home with Barcelona. What is your expectation, George? And what is your final score?
this is a tough one. I say 1-1.
1-1. Interesting. Nelson.
So I read somewhere. I think Pedri and Rodri might be out. I think those 2 players might be out. So that's a big loss for Barcelona. I mean, listen, I don't think Barcelona is that great this year. I think Benfica got very lucky to get him, in their group, but especially at this moment, they just not playing well. I mean, it's a big chance for Benfica, guys. Big chance for Benfica if they really want to challenge for second place. So I say Benfica 0, Barcelona 2.
I think that Barcelona will still be able to pull it out. And I think it's going to be 2-1 Barcelona. Bees the Messi. All right, and then we have Porto and Liverpool. I think it's going to be a tough game. I think Liverpool is going to come to win the game. Obviously, Sergio Conceição has to play very similar to the way he played against Manchester City a year ago. He's going to have to sit back. He's going to have to counterattack, and that is how he's going to have to pull it out. Hopefully, there will be fans in the stands, and if that's the case, I think we'll be at least having some type of motivation to perform well. I think Porto does enough to at least get a draw, and I think we'll draw 2-2. George.
Yeah, and you said a tough game, and then you said 2-2. I thought you were gonna say like freaking like 4-0 or something.
2-2.
2-1 Porto.
Nelson.
2-1 Liverpool.
2-1 Liverpool. It's very possible. I mean, Liverpool's too strong right now. They're playing well. So we got to be very, very mindful of that. I got a question here. David Pereira, 5-man line. Who's in it, Bruno? 5-man. I wouldn't play a 5-man line.
Manafá,
Oof.
Zaidu.
Wendell.
Yeah, what I would have to say is João Mario, Wendell, Pep, Mbemba. I would start Fabio Cardoso.
They just burned that guy up, man.
I told you. I warned everybody that they were going to do that. I warned everybody. I knew that was going to happen. They bought him just to set him on the bench.
Kid had the best
not even on the
season.
bench. No,
Best
not
season. Had the best season ever, and you just killed the kid.
They put him in the bancada, man. I knew they were going to do that. People thought I was crazy. Why would they spend money to do that? That's what Porto does. They do that against guys that they injure their players the year before. They go buy them or they get them for a certain amount of money or for free, and then just sit them. Because
That's sad.
you do.
That's sad.
Hey, that's the way they do business. What could you do?
I mean, if he was a sucky player, I could understand, but he had a phenomenal season last year.
He had a good season. You're right. He was a guy that I thought that they should have looked at for at least the national team, at least a call up to a friendly or something.
It's crazy.
So see if he's worth it. And in the preseason he didn't play bad. But they did him wrong. They did him wrong, but I kind of don't regret that they're doing him wrong.
You don't regret?
I mean, he kind of deserves it. Because he didn't do it once, he did it twice to the same player. So, all right, guys, we are done for this week. We did this under an hour. Imagine that. We are going to be back next week. Nelson, are you going to be back in the States next week? Yes or no?
Yeah, I'm going back Sunday. You're
going back Sunday. Okay.
Yeah.
And then we'll figure out when we're going to do it. We will do it Tuesday or Thursday of next week because Monday and Wednesday I am not available. I don't think.
We probably should do Thursday then because I think Porto plays Wednesday, right? Or one of the Portuguese teams plays Wednesday.
Yeah, right. Yeah. One of them has to. So it would have to be Benfica.
So it's whoever played on Tuesday last week, which was Benfica, right?
No, yeah. So you guys play Wednesday. We play Tuesday.
Tuesday, yep.
Okay. So that's how it's going to be. All right. So if everyone's got to be tuned in for next week. We'll discuss Champions League. We'll discuss the league. We'll just discuss how Benfica will lose their first points this weekend. Right, George?
Let's see.
Não. Não te preocupes, o árbitro está lá. O VAR vai estar lá ou vai ao bar. All right.
I think the VAR is hanging out with you at the bars. Thank you.
Enjoy your time at the game. Make sure that you bring your Marítimo jersey for Isidro and represent Madeira. And and let us know who has the inside track on this thong contest that you're judging.
Yeah, I'll send some pics over. I'll definitely send
There
some
you go.
pictures.
That's what we need. We need some pictures. All right, guys. For everyone on the panel, good night. Make sure you hit your like. Make sure you hit subscribe, and make sure you tell your friends. We are here every week. Send us your questions. Thank you very much who joined. Juicebox, David, and so on and so forth. There's so many people that joined. We'll see you guys all next week. Until then, shout out, guys.
Good night, guys.
Peace out.